Well, hello there, faith seekers. Welcome to another faith installment of Bite-Size Faith. I'm your ever-seeking host, Claire Claiborne, and today, we have another delightful story for you. In the heart of corporate America, where power plays and hidden agendas dominate the boardroom, one woman's courage and faith will be tested in ways she never imagined. This is the story of Esther, a modern-day queen in a world of ruthless ambition, where speaking up could cost her everything. But sometimes, destiny calls us to be brave, to stand for what's right, no matter the cost. This is the story of how one woman's voice saved her people and changed the course of history. Esther, the brave voice in the boardroom. Meet Esther Lopez, an ambitious, talented woman who's worked her way up from an entry-level position to becoming one of the top executives at King Corp, a powerful and influential corporation. Esther is known for her intelligence, grace, and keen business acumen. But what few people know is that she's also deeply connected to her roots, coming from a tight-knit community that looks up to her as a symbol of hope and success. Esther's rise to power isn't just about personal success. It's about being in a position to make a difference. And soon, that opportunity, or rather challenge, comes knocking at her door. Enter Heyman Grant, King Corp's new Chief Operating Officer. Heyman is ruthless, ambitious, and deeply prejudiced. He's known for his ability to cut down anyone who stands in his way, and he's got his sights set on restructuring the company. But there's a catch. Heyman has a hidden agenda. He's discovered that a significant portion of King Corp's contracts and resources are supporting Esther's community, a community he despises and wants to see marginalized. Under the guise of efficiency and profitability, Heyman convinces the CEO to sign off on a plan that will effectively strip Esther's community of their support, leaving them vulnerable and at the mercy of corporate greed. But there's one problem: Esther. She has the influence to stop him. But to do so would mean revealing her true identity and risking everything she's worked for. Esther's community wasn't always as amazing as it is now. Her neighborhood was plagued by poverty, violence, and despair. As a child, Esther remembered nights filled with fear from gang wars and her parents' prayers. The violence continued for years, until one day, hope arrived. The founder of King Corp, who was from a migrant family, launched initiatives and subsidies to help underprivileged communities. His philosophy was simple: a thriving community makes the economy thrive. Esther's neighborhood was one of the first to benefit. Violence dropped to zero, businesses started moving in, and families invested their savings with King Corp. People were able to keep their homes, and King Corp even helped rebuild and renovate houses and businesses, often for free. The community began to flourish. Esther was no longer afraid to walk outside, day or night. Inspired by the safety and positive changes around her, Esther wanted the same for others. In college, she focused on community development, excelling and graduating at the top of her class. When King Corp offered an internship for those passionate about finance and community development, Esther knew it was an opportunity to make a difference. Esther is faced with an impossible choice. She's built a life of comfort and success, but now she's being asked to put it all on the line for the sake of her people. Her cousin Mordecai, an advisor who has always guided her, reminds her that perhaps she has risen to this position for such a time as this. But the stakes couldn't be higher. If she speaks out, she could lose everything, including her career, her reputation, and her future. But Esther knows that some things are more important than success or security. She knows that if she doesn't act, Heyman's plan will go forward, and her community will be left defenseless. So, with a heart full of faith and determination, Esther makes her decision. She will go to the CEO. She will reveal the truth. And she will fight for her people, even if it costs her everything. The day arrives. Esther, dressed in her most professional attire, walks into the boardroom where the fate of her people will be decided. The room is tense, filled with King Corp's top executives, including Haman, who is smugly confident that his plan will go through without a hitch. But Esther is not alone. With the support of her faith and the prayers of her community behind her, she steps forward and addresses the CEO directly. She reveals her true identity, her connection to the community Haman seeks to destroy, and she lays bare the consequences of his plan. The room is silent as she speaks, her voice clear and unwavering. Esther's courage and eloquence turn the tide. The CEO, moved by her words and realizing the true impact of Haman's plan, sides with Esther. He not only halts the initiative, but also ensures that the community receives even more support from King Corp. Haman, exposed and humiliated, is swiftly removed from his position. His downfall is as swift as his rise, and Esther's bravery is celebrated throughout the company. Esther's story doesn't end with this victory. Her actions inspire others within King Corp to stand up for what's right, no matter the cost. She becomes a mentor and a leader, known not just for her business success, but for her unwavering commitment to justice and her willingness to risk it all for her people. And as she reflects on her journey, Esther knows that her moment of courage was not just a triumph for herself, but a legacy that would inspire countless others to find their voice and stand up for what's right. So, in a world where power often goes unchecked, remember Esther, the woman who proved that one voice, when spoken with faith and conviction, can change the course of history. Because sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is simply speak up. This has been another story of bite-sized faith. I'm your host, Claire Claiborne. To all of the faith seekers out there, have a faith-filled day. Subscribe, like, and share the video. You never know who might need a bite of faith.